I look at it this way. If it's not you doing the mothering, then who is? The TV, the nanny, social media? What is it with lazy mothering? I'm not sure if you've seen something online called lazy parenting, but I've seen it online and in person. And I think it's catching buzz because it underlies this idea of good enough mothering, which is something that a British pediatrician named Donald Winnicott coined in the 1950s. And a lot of mothers who are ambitious and trying to ward off mom guilt come to learn of this concept as a way to justify their split attention when it comes to caring for their kids. It's a way to alleviate the anxiety and dial back the expectations on yourself so that you're not constantly burning out. So I think it's got kind of a good intention, but maybe the good enough mother concept or this good enough mother phrase is being thrown around so much that people have lost the original intention of Dr. Winnicott. I'm all about the less is more approach in life, but not if what you're choosing less of is mothering and more of everything else before it's time. Because the truth is, no, you don't have to do everything for your kids or run yourself into the ground trying to make them happy. But you do have to be there. I did burn out as a new mom when I was trying to juggle my work schedule as an entrepreneur and then at the same time trying to read and research about mothering, right, on the fly, because I was coming to terms with the amount of attention kids need and the time and energy being sucked from me being there for them. I was reading and researching and all the things and not getting enough sleep and nursing and worrying and second guessing and all that stuff. It was a radical shift in my perspective, my time management, and how much energy I had to do it all. And I think here's my main point. As we start off in parenting, our energy is intended to go primarily to these newborn babies, right? These precious bundles of joy that need our every minute. Then that starts to taper off, or they discover tummy time and independent play, and they leave you time to blink and close your eyes and rest. And then they're toddlers waddling around, and then you have to readjust again what scheduling yourself looks like, because now they're on the go and you have to keep up. And then as they get even older than that, they need you less while they're occupying themselves with toys and sand and other kids on the playground, which means you can then start to schedule yourself more aggressively on other ambitions, but not a moment too soon. Or you risk jeopardizing the bond that is still in its infant phase. Gradually, and I think you'll know when, the kids start to be okay with you not being as available as before, which gives the child a chance to learn to deal with what happens in life on her own. And I'm sure we want that, right? Our kids to be confronted with how life unfolds, to learn more about themselves in the process. And you'll be there to bandage a scraped knee or talk them through someone calling them stupid or holding them close when there's nothing left to say, because life will life and we are their people. We are who reminds them that they are safe and loved and capable until their own self-talk reminds them. We are at the ready until their own mindset is ready. And this happens sooner than you think. As early as 3 years old, they are already embodying the encouragement that you give them to do hard things and fall and get back up. And it's okay to slow down and rest, right? And not go, go, go. It's okay. I mean, imagine it. You teach your kids early and often to enjoy their own company, and then they understand it as a confident, expressive teen. And that's just one thing to teach them. I mean, in Germany, they're teaching their kids at 5 years old how to use matches. There are so many opportunities that come when you are just there and available, that you see, how you can show up. And I don't know about you, I have my kids 99% of the time in earshot, if not in my eye line, when they're with me, because I just need to know that they're safe, they're healthy, that mommy's looking out for them no matter what. And it's completely self-serving, I know. God forbid something happened to them on my watch. I'd never forgive myself. So am I a helicopter parent? Probably, yeah, until they don't need me to be. And Dr. Winnicott says that the good enough mother is so present and so attuned in the early years that her gradual, intentional stepping back is what teaches the child to handle the world, because she knows the stepping back is the lesson. The less is more approach here only works because the foundation of your presence was so solid. The attachment is there, the imprinting is there, the bond is strong, and they trust you. Because I don't know of any person at any age that will trust you to be there for them in the long haul if you show no interest in them, or you don't take time to get curious about what lights them up or what they're into right now, or patiently guide them through learning something or soothing their own frustration and not getting something right, making mistakes, and doing it all without shaming them or asking them, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have this already? We're not going for a perfect parenting. The kids need you to be who you are, right? Flaws and all, because they need something to model. They need to learn about their own predisposed flaws and self-criticisms and start to move through the world knowing that they are perfectly imperfect, just like you. Good enough mothering is not an excuse to completely check out or disengage from your kids. Children who do not receive good enough care during the vital early months and years go on to suffer real psychological and physical consequences. And I don't know if that's avoidable. I mean, is it bound to happen? I don't know. But I can't imagine if you have the means to be there, you wouldn't be. Somewhere along the way, do less for them and let them figure it out turned into, I don't have time for you right now. And it's more often the phrase being said. And trust me, kids are getting the message. And really quick, if you like chatting about this stuff, please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'm all about having these heart-to-hearts with my fellow mompreneurs that want to be both present for their kids and ambitious in building their empires. I love to help you learn how to do both on your terms. Okay, back to what I was saying. Do all moms need to, unplug and veg out from the mom duties once in a while? Yes. That's not laziness, that's rest, and it's required. When I think of lazy, I'm actually picturing the mom that fills her plate so much that she doesn't leave time for mothering. Meaning, she only has so much bandwidth and she's actively choosing what she spends it on. In the early days, it's all about the babies, right? Then ambition kicks in and you're ready to get back to work on behalf of your family or not. You just want out of the house. But as you wean yourself from constant supervision, you slowly add more in the space that gets freed up from letting them be on their own. You don't completely replace 100% of the time that is still meant for them with work or TV or scrolling social media, do you? I'm not even thinking about any one particular person at all, really. I'm just kind of generalizing when I talk about this stuff. If you feel like a lazy mother at any point, that's your call to make. No one's here to judge you or say that about you unless you believe it. So I'm not calling anybody out, I'm just sounding the alarm. A mom that's not taking moments to marvel at these little humans and just sit back and watch with no agenda, just admiration, is misplacing her energy. A mom that acts in complete disregard for the fact that while her kids are under her tutelage, under her roof, under her care, they are learning from her every move and interpreting it to mean something about themselves is misusing her energy. A mom that expects a toddler or even a teen to behave in a certain way that was never modeled or taught to them is misusing her energy. The amount we expect from our kids should only be in direct proportion to what we've taught them and patiently allowed them to practice, and then they were allowed to make mistakes in front of us, and they got it down. And can I just say, to get yelled at during the process nullifies the lesson. Kids don't learn under duress. They need you to be their safe space. Maybe some of this ADHD business is that we are rushing our kids to grow up and be an adult faster than humanly possible, faster than age appropriate. We're asking them to keep up with our pace. We're demanding that they fall in line with everything we've got going on, while we forget that they have no idea what's going on. If you're scattered and spread too thin, I guarantee you they feel it and probably feel the same. My only hope is that they don't feel second place in your heart, at least while they're young. Will our kids be okay no matter what their childhood is like? Sure, I believe that. I do. Will they eventually be able to alchemize a bad upbringing with how strong it makes them as a leader or a self-made entrepreneur later? Sure, yeah, a lot, actually. A lot of people do. And yet at what cost? At the cost of them feeling alone in their skin and trying to discover where they belong for their entire life, or chasing love they never got at home? I can't bear the thought. Anywho, I would love to hear from you on this. Let me know in the comments, what do you think lazy parenting is? Am I way off? So as I'm editing this, I realized I forgot to tell you that I'm coming from a place of love, and I know you're not just a mom. So as you navigate this entrepreneur mom life, just know I got your back. I'm here for you, and look for ways to work with me in the description below. And till the next one, peace.